right, guys, another weekend. Decided, I've been doing a bunch of stuff today, working on the wagon, buttoning up some things. Dane is sanding and polishing his truck over there. And anyway, I'll get you up to date. I know we got some video elsewhere on this 58. And let's see. So steering wise, so we touched on this in another video maybe, but stock steering column, cut it down. It was all incorporated with the old steering box. Cut it down, put a steering saver bushing in it, Heim to keep everything squared, and a couple of U-joints down to the rack. Easy peasy. So anyway, that's that. I wanted to keep the stock steering column because I'm a weirdo. Now I got the whole rest of this back half here all leveled out between floor jacks and clamps and all that good stuff. And the plan is to weld in everything here. So got all these joints here that are all bolted together, which is fine. I'll leave all that, but I feel better if it was all welded as well. So nothing crazy today, but that's what I'm gonna do. I got a little bit of time right now, so let's do it. Also, hopefully the audio sounds better. We're trying some different things. We had it hooked up different. I don't know, looks like it's working. I don't know. Let's get welding. Might be a little tough to get on the bottom side of this right now, but, and I'm probably gonna weld in all this. It's all been bolted together with like 8 bolts or 10 bolts, 1/2 inch, plenty beast. But I feel better if I welded it in, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Even though my welds don't look nearly as good as Spencer's down here, you know, I'm just gonna do it. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Going to be a double pass on this one, a little bit of a gap. It's all one now. That's good news. Fused. Let's bring you in here. So we got that, we got that, we got that. I am gonna leave this back end, I think, right now. Dane whipped up these little brackets here on the plasma to drop the bumper down, because when this thing is aired all the way down, which I will do again, I want this bumper to sit flat on the ground. So we're gonna drop it back down again right now. And oh yeah, I do still have those brackets to weld in there for the, yeah, actually all the axle brackets for that matter. Thinking. I'm actually going to still leave the axle ones loose, just so if I need to change the pinion angle or anything weird, then yeah, I'm not stuck to those brackets being on there. So those will wait till later. I can pull the whole axle out or whatever. We'll try that. But yeah, back to where I was. Let's drop this thing back down. We'll snug up those bumper brackets again. And yeah, I think at this point, I'm just about ready to either fit the motor or drag the bed out and set the bed on here and see how that thing fits and see what our next mission is going to be. I do got the gas tank here. I got a used one that's an aftermarket style bed fill that I think I'm going to try using. I'm still going to have to add an in-tank pump to it, which that shouldn't be an issue with this tank either. Going to just hook this chuck up here to the shredder. Just let it do its thing. Come on down. Sure I'm not going to flatten anything. I got a chunk of wood over there I need to deal with. Get that moved. Okay, clear. All clear. Come on down. 1/4-inch lines are kind of slow. Slow. All right, now I got the bumper sitting on there. So yeah, Dane made these brackets. It just makes the factory bumper bracket sit a little lower. That way when this thing is aired out like it is now, the rockers and all that, I get this back bumper for equal dramatic effect all the way across. Lower better. That way you have to watch your toes, you know, when you're airing this thing out, or other people's. Keep things exciting. So at this point, since I'm leaving all the axle brackets loose on here right now, or just tacked in, I should say, I think the next phase is I'm gonna grab this gas tank, see how that thing sits in the frame. I know what it's made for, a 55 to 59 chassis, but you know, this is aftermarket. So let's wrestle it in there, see what happens. Moved this tank about 19 times already. Guess it's time we just put it in there. So there's little brackets on the back here. These will actually need to be drilled through the frame, which that's not gonna happen right now. These guys here are like little threaded deals, and they'll sit on the inside of the frame and after the holes are drilled up in there. But since there's no holes in there, I'm gonna see if this tank slips in there on the top side. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Just set it in there. This tank's been sitting outside for a couple of years, so it should be fine. I do have another brand new one that I was saving for my other truck. Trying not to pillage all the parts off of that thing, but you know, I am in need of those right now and not later. Let's go. Let's see if I can fall down between here. Can't see what I'm doing. So yeah, this tank is definitely made to fit from the bottom side up. I could mount it up here though, being as the bed floor is going to be sitting over that, so might be better for clearance actually. Actually fits in there really nice. Yeah. Probably have a bed cross rail going right across here. So I'm just gonna leave the tank loose like this until we get the bed on it. I'll probably take this thing back out, honestly, set the bed on it, and then go from there. Got everything cleared off the rack here. Everything's aired up, so this thing is ready to roll. I'm going to roll it off the rack, and then probably tomorrow dig the bed out of the storage unit and see what I need to do to get that thing fit on there. So that's the plan for now. We'll see. It's supposed to snow tonight, so I don't know. It's tough to work around snow when it's all over outside trying to push stuff around, but we'll make it happen. So yeah, I'm gonna drop this lift down and work on getting this thing off here. All right, off the lift. So it's the first time it's actually been on the ground, which is kind of neat, always. Bumper's doing what it needs to do. And yeah, tomorrow's plan, obviously, like I said, if we make it in here, we're gonna drag that bed out of the storage unit and try to get that thing fit on here. So then we can get the full look. I need to make mounts for it and all that business, but yeah, it's coming up pretty cool if I do say so myself. All right guys, that's gonna do it for today. Maybe see you tomorrow. Good morning guys, I am back. It's another day, but I'm an hour late. Today we had to set the clocks forward, and that means longer days, so that's good. We had some kind of storm roll through, not snow, but precip, very windy last night. So enough about the weather, but I can't park the rig outside because there's a lot of bare metal on it. Yeah, I got all the parts for the Apache, it's stored, so I got to dig those out. I'm going to put the wagon away and move the bed and front clip into the open bay where the wagon is, and then I can start looking at that bed. So let me dig some stuff out, be back in a minute. Go ahead and get the wagon out. The old trusty cart. Whoa, whoa. Burr. Whoa. Easy. Actually, I think I'm going to turn this around. That way I can unload this front suspension, or front sheet metal. Oh, wake up. Front sheet metal, I'm going to take out of the bed of this thing and then see what that floor is made of, get that out of there. Probably need to pull the inner fenders out because the tires will hit when it's laid out. But we'll do some measurements, of course. Let's get in. Guess I'll just keep this thing rolling here. Lights. Need lights. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right, drop this tailgate down. Oh yeah. Really hoping this bed floor is not in there very well. To get this hood off. This chrome's looking good. I think we can lift the hood off and go that way. And then for this front clip, we'll just set it off right here for now. I'll just lean it against this door over here or whatever. Coming out. Oop. Here, put your side down. Whoa. All right. Let's get a game plan here. Let's maybe swing your end out. Oh, just kept going down. All right. Just slide it maybe. Picking up all the stations. I feel like if I let this go, this thing would just harpoon somebody over there. Tear apart this bed here and see what we got to work with here. Okay, gang. Let's see. So, front clip off. This is what we got to work with here. So I need to get this bed out of here. And I'm gonna do a quick measurement from the bottom of the rocker to the top of the wheel well there, see if the tire will fit in there. Probably not, but if it doesn't, that unbolts from the inside, so I can get those out of here as well. And we'll basically get this stripped down just to the cross rails, and then I can drop it over the top of that frame in theory. So, yep, grab some tools, grab some magic spray and spray down that rusty hardware, and slide on under there, see what we got to work with here. I suspect this wood is not in there real well, but I've been tricked before. Look, we got screws. I'm just gonna start pulling hardware, see what happens. Start pulling hardware here for screws. Oh, just a little guy. Luckily this wasn't done too long ago, so shouldn't be too bad. So everything just came apart this good. Save. Yeah. So let me bring you in here. Everything you'd expect. This back section here is actually really decent, but yeah, it's got all the hardware still in it. This front here, not looking real good. It's a little saggy. So these rails here will sit on the frame itself, and without that metal in the corner there, it's going to be a little soft. But we're going to be putting a raised bed floor in here anyway, so we'll come back to that later. Right now, I need to measure for these wheel tubs and see if we have clearances, and you know, stuff that tire up in there. Not a big tire. It's a 28-inch tire or so. But I mean, this wheel well goes to about here. I'm going to say that's not going to be enough, but I'm going to grab a tape. I'll be right back. So I know the top of the wheel well is right in the middle here, so I'll just do a quick and dirty measurement here, and yeah, I got about 25. So the tire is going to sit about here, about 3 inches higher or so. So that's going to come out. Great. Oh yeah, lots of rusty hardware. All right, I'm gonna shoot it with some magic spray and then let it marinate for a minute and try breaking some bolts off. All right, got everything sprayed down. I'm going to come through and cut off all those carriage bolts on the bottom. They're just dangling, and there's 3 on each side holding on to these side rails here. So all that stuff has to go. I'll work on that and let that stuff soak as long as possible. Needless to say, the hardware is a little rusty. So yeah, get the death wheel and I'll be right back. We are back. A whole bunch of rusty carriage bolts on here. I wish this thing was nicer, that's for sure. Then they start climbing out of budget real quick. These things have really skyrocketed, the short, wide, fleet sides. So, you know, beggars can't be choosers. We're gonna make this thing work. It's better than sitting out in a field somewhere, rusting away. Who knows what its future was. Maybe somebody else will take it and give it the old full restoration. The 59 that we have, eventually we'll start in on that. That'll be the nice one. This one's gonna be the fun one. Let's get cutting. Enough jibber jabber. Wow. All right, let's eat some rust together. So these are the guys we're trying to pull out here. Fingers crossed. And get you in position here. Yep, something like that. Backside. Let's spinning. All right, you missed all the action. The battery died. That's cool. But got this one out. Death wheel. It's putting up a fight. But still got this one. So join along. I'm not even gonna waste any time trying to unbolt that thing. It is rough. So let's get right into it. That was awesome. Highly recommend it. A little dirty, a little dusty. That's okay. Making room. Got this guy. That out of there. Come back to those later. So for right now, I'm gonna try to, I might throw some bolts in the end here just to try to stabilize this thing a little bit. And that front's sagging pretty hard. There's nothing really to attach to. Once this thing is laid out on the ground, and the rest of these, it'll find its home. And then I got to build a bed floor eventually for it and all that business. So, yep, more to come. Let's move this thing, clean up, and get ready to maybe put it on the other chassis. Yeah, let's do that. Throw a couple bolts in here. This cart is about to go. Threatened to throw this thing away a few times. That front wheel, not looking happy. I just don't understand why these wheels are so crooked on here. Oh. Come on now. This one here is held together with rust. I'm gonna throw a bolt in it just to be sure. I'm not even sure if these things will clear the C-notch through there, but we'll find out here soon enough. Don't you worry. All right, this other one is still clinging on. Take care of that. Unbolting. Get out of there. All right. Come on. Work. It's really coming together. Nailed it. Now for this front portion here. It's supposed to be sitting up on top of there. Tis not. Yep. There's really nothing holding that one on there at all. Front header is all bowed out. Cut that off too. Not that that really matters, I guess. Deleted. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll probably do, let's get this thing plucked and set on the other bed or on the chassis, and then yeah, we'll come back to this. Don't need that holding up anything right now. We got so back here, this is the back of the bed frame. The frame rails should bolt into there. These, with any luck, will land between the notches. It's hard to say. I think they will. I think but this one here, I'm a little unsure of. But anyway, let's get this thing rigged up to lift. All right, so you saw in the other video, we were struggling to get this thing off of here, but we had way more people. So just Dan and I today. So we're gonna use this, in theory.
I think there's little marks.
I know. Tailgate will be heavier, so we'll start with this right here. Hook onto that, lift it up, set it down.
Cut the tubs out.
I unbolted them. This cart is such a heap. Dane is already on it. He's got the Apache rolled out. Get it back inside here soon. We got still a little drizzling going on. Normally I don't care, but we got all that bare metal on there, so. All right. Ease it on in there. See if the wind blows that thing over immediately. Oh, I come up with some weights for that guy. Guess we can just swing this thing in from the side. Ease her on in. Is this thing facing the right way? I'm not sure. Get this thing to warm up a little bit. The forklift, trying to get to warm up a little bit. This thing is such a turd. All right. I can't see nothing.
Come this way slightly. Pretty wobbly.
Yeah. Swinging. This wind is helping. Easy. All right. How are we looking cross brace wise? Ease it on down. We'll leave it right there just for a second. Yeah. Yeah, it's like these back holes line up here, so I think we slide that front rail. Not that it's doing anything, but maybe like all the way forward.
Hold on.
Yeah. All right. Those bolts are in the way. That's all right. Wrong way. I mean, it's on there-ish. Pull some bolts out. Just throw that thing back over. Oh man, looks like a truck again. More truck-like. I wish the blue walls stayed like that. They match. Yeah. Yep. All right. We'll get it back inside and go from there. So let's, is that door unlocked? Shove that thing in there. Camera. Yep. Back. All right. Just use the forklift and push it back up on there. All right. I'll go put the forklift away. I'll be back. All right, back inside. And I'm gonna throw a couple bolts in the back here. I need to pull out a couple bolts, the rear frame rail, and slide, yeah, something like that to reattach. Probably block up the front a little bit and then put it back on the lift, which I do need to run this up too and clean underneath it before I get too far. So let's finish fastening this thing together. All right, I'll load it up onto the ramp here. I'm going to drop down the back end of it here and try to reconnect that bumper, leave it loose, and then we'll bring the whole thing down, see what we got going on. I'm excited for that. Let's see, get you guys set up here. All right, I'm gonna clean up all this mess, but I think I'm gonna do, chuck this plywood out back, but I'm gonna drag this front clip around, tuck it underneath the Apache over there. That way it's ready for the next move, fitting the sheet metal. You can see how this frame rail was dead flat originally, so we have to notch it up and around for the shock and the control arm. So we got a little notching to do, but yeah, I'll get it over there and I can start the layout on that when I'm ready. But for now, I'm gonna move some garbage and haul this clip over here. All right. I'll meet you around over there. God, it looks like it came out of the ocean. Gross. Shouldn't be too bad. Just, yeah, yeah. I like how they pop the antenna right through the inner fender right there, instead of going around the edge of it.
Oh yeah.
The grill?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how far I want to go on it. Man, I want it to be shiny. Sand it, polish it. I don't know. Looks like they put something on it. It's shinier than it should be. Probably just clear coated it or something. I don't know. Yeah, or how much will be left on it once you start sanding on it. Hard to say. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this weekend. It's been a heck of a weekend, really. Buttoned up the last of the suspension on the back, and except for the 4-link, I gotta weld that stuff in as soon as I get everything dialed in. So at that, got the bed disassembled and put on there. Front clip is ready to go. Again, I got to notch the inner wheel wells there to fit around all that stuff. Before I do that, I'm going to clean up some of that stuff on the firewall. It doesn't need to be there. But overall, this is kind of what I was hoping for this weekend, is to get this thing on here, get it laid out, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool myself. So yeah, body's pretty rough, like I said. Things like these dents and stuff, I'll pull those out and everything. But this is kind of what I wanted. I wanted to sit rocker all the way back. Obviously the back of the quarters sit a little bit higher, and that dent doesn't help anything. But this back bumper, we'll get that to sit all the way down, and just down. It's got to be down. So still the weather is a little crappy out right now, so my plan was to dig out the motor for this as well, but it is buried way back in there. Still have snow to move and all that stuff, so work around it for now. I got plenty of stuff to do. Firewall, front end wise, I could test fit the sheet metal and all that stuff, and then we'll swing in a motor here shortly. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I've been having fun. This has been a cool little truck. Expectations are low, you know, as long as the truck is low. And this thing's gonna be fun. It's pretty ratty. It was neat to see it on the ground too, rolling it outside and all that. So yeah, it's the kind of thing that gets me excited around here with, you know, working on my own garbage every now and then. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and stare at it for a little bit, guys. But thanks again for watching. And there'll be more on this later. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks, guys. That's going to do it. Next time.